Hi, everyone. Welcome to our connectivity meditation space. I hope everyone's doing well today. It's a lovely day here, nice and sunny. And it's been a good morning so far. Had a great meditation this morning. And some ideas came up. Sorry, I was just turning that music down. About patience. I was seeing it in myself, and so I wanted to explore that idea, as we all tend to work on that as an issue, right? And in my explanation, I said patience as a complement to wisdom. So with wisdom comes patience. That's usually the way it goes. I'm sure you remember times when you were younger and patience was a little shorter, a little perhaps less cultivated, right? And I'm sure we all have moments right now where our patience wears very thin. And it's an important practice to observe these things as one who's on the spiritual path, who's working towards building a stronger foundation for living in the world as a good, decent human being, right? So I wanted to plant the idea for today's focus for each of you right now watching. And those of you who are watching in the future, please feel free to comment. I look back at all the comments and I really enjoy reading those. And it does help us to develop that connectivity with one another, energetically, especially. So, the idea that I wanted to put forth was, what areas of your life do you feel patience is strong? And what areas of your life do you feel you could work on? Patience with regards to waiting for something to arrive, or waiting for a certain time of year to arrive. Just thinking about those ideas. What for you? What areas of your life do you feel strong in your patience, and what areas of your life do you feel like you want to work a little harder to focus? So I'll plant that idea out there, and then we will do our 6 soft belly breaths to fully arrive in our space here. So let's begin by getting centered in our seat. And for anyone who may be hopping on a little bit later, please say hello when you arrive, and feel free to share any of those ideas. And if you do arrive a little bit later, you can rewind back to the beginning to catch up on anything that you may have missed. So sitting up nice and tall, let's take a moment here as we ground down into our seat bones, feeling our connection to the earth, that beautiful Mother Earth energy below us. Allowing the body to settle and soften into your space, noticing your body in your space, noticing the sounds that are around you, the energies that are around you, and tuning into your source connection. And whether or not you can feel or sense that is fine and okay. Wherever you are at is absolutely fine. So maybe you are looking for that, or watching for that, or just being open to the idea. So settling in to your seat, growing taller through the crown of the head, tuning into the spine, feeling the strength of the spine as you soften all the areas that help support the spine. Allowing yourself to be looking upon yourself with a soft perception. Tuning into your navel, becoming aware of the energy that you're feeling or sensing there. And we'll begin with an exhalation, emptying the lungs fully. And inhaling into the navel, full expansion. Bringing the breath right up to the higher heart. And as you exhale through the nose, if possible, soften everything. And again, inhale into the navel, full expansion to the top of the breath. Exhale, empty and soften. Letting go. And as you continue this breathing exercise, think about letting go of tension and worry, anxiety, stress, whatever you may be holding on to today that you're ready to shed, specific situations, even whatever is being held in the mind space that is feeling cluttered or tense. Inhaling into the navel, full expansion. Exhale, soften, letting go. And again, inhaling into the navel, full expansion. Exhale, soften, and let go. Let's take 2 more cycles just like that. Inhale to the navel. And exhale, soften, and let go. Taking a moment to notice how you feel, any shifts or changes physically, mentally, emotionally, as you settle in. Tuning into your connection to the others who are here with us now, the others who may join us in the future. Giving thanks for that connection that we all share, whether we are physically together or not. So, some of my thoughts regarding the idea of patience as a companion to wisdom. One of the greatest challenges, even in the best of times, is developing a sense of patience and equanimity. And you may remember, especially the 3 of you who are with me right now, in past videos, we did work on the idea of equanimity, which is essentially balance of mind or equilibrium of the mind in the face of uncertainty and challenges. Life is often uncertain and always changing from day to day. The things that we wish didn't happen often do, and the things we want to happen often don't. And what we can affect the most in ourselves is how we relate and how we react to that ongoing experience. Patience is more than just waiting and hoping. It's really developing the wisdom to know what is actually worth your time. So that's an interesting idea to explore in itself. So when we are feeling impatient, we can ask ourselves, is this impatience and this inner disquiet that I may be feeling worth my time? And if not, how can I let that go? There's a story that I was reminded of when I was thinking of the idea of patience and I don't remember the details of it, but it was essentially um, a man who had found a butterfly when it was in the process of coming out of the cocoon. And he was helping the butterfly to come out of the cocoon. He was almost rushing it along a little bit. And after about a half an hour to 45 minutes of assisting this butterfly with all the greatest intentions in the world, the butterfly eventually died. And it was because the process was so rushed. So it begs the question in those moments when we feel impatient about something to ask, what is the natural unfolding of this situation meant to be? The law of nature rises above all else. So when we think about the law of nature or nature's law, what is meant to happen in those moments when we're feeling impatient? How is it meant to unfold? And are we disrupting that unfolding, that natural unfolding? Something interesting to think about, right? And patience is a form of wisdom, as I mentioned. It comes from wisdom. And not always, you might find a young person who's very, very patient, and that may come from various other practices that they may have had, or maybe even previous lifetimes. It demonstrates that we understand and accept the fact that sometimes things must unfold in their own time. So, does anyone have anything to share before I move along to the meditation? Do you have areas of your life that you do feel strong in with regards to the idea of patience? And do you have areas of your life that you feel could develop more strongly? I mean, we're human beings, right? So we are going to have areas always where we may need to find some extra patience, maybe with regards to what we're dealing with right now in the world. The idea of not being able to have certain freedoms that we normally would have, and the feeling impatient about that's something that we could all look at. I'm certain of that, because there isn't anyone I know of that is enjoying that. The more I stay in the moment, the more patient I am. Yes, and that's really, and isn't that the key for so many of these practices that we are discussing? Like when you are really in the moment and living in this moment, everything is fine and is as it should be. So the man with the butterfly, if he had just been in the moment and just observed, watching the cocoon slowly break open and the butterfly slowly breaking out, it would have been the most miraculous and beautiful thing to witness, right? Um, and yet he was thinking that he would assist it. So the more we are in that present moment with whatever is happening, the more we can witness the natural beauty of whatever it is that is unfolding, whether it's considered beautiful or not. I feel I have a lot of patience, especially with a honey-do list. Yeah, right? Because it's always like, you're giving your honey your to-do list, and oftentimes those things on the list come last, and whatever is being pressured from other outside sources usually comes to the top of the list. I actually have a friend slash handyman who does some work for me, and he's a really awesome, super guy. And he's always like he'll come over and do some work for us, and he'll always say, "Oh, my wife is still waiting for me to finish blah blah blah, whatever it happens to be." So yeah, it's true. Oftentimes it's the people who we know the best that are left to wait. And yeah, it's something else to think about. That's another video, right? Yes, Leanne, I could see that you are a very patient person. And actually, I think many of us who gravitate to yoga tend to be more of the patient type of people. And it's the ones who are more impatient that probably could use the yoga, right? Yes. So if anyone has any more ideas about that you'd like to share, please feel free. I love to hear the ideas, and we all help one another with these ideas, right? I don't claim to know everything at all, not even close. So I want to hear ideas that can help me, that can help anyone else who may be reading and watching. So let's start our meditation of sorts, contemplation. Sitting up nice and tall, again, tuning in. And just for a moment, tuning into your body, to your sensations, whatever it is you're feeling or sensing right now throughout. Allowing yourself to fully inhabit your body. And that's another beautiful thing about inhabiting the body with our meditation is that brings us into the present moment. The body lives in the present moment. So what are you feeling throughout as you take a little scan and just noticing? Allowing a sense of alertness to arise within you, focus and alert, bringing a sense of strength and comfort. So there's that balance, that dichotomy there. Strength, which is often thought of as rigidity, but it's not. Strength can be soft. So thinking about being strong and being comfortable and with a softened perception. Allow yourself to drop your gaze and either just gaze downwards or close your eyes. Begin to notice that with each breath, there is some physical movement. Notice where that movement arises. Notice the rising and falling of the belly in your chest, belly, ribs, chest, just noticing that gentle movement as it is. Also noticing the air as it flows in, as it flows out. You may notice that the mind stays busy. You may notice the thoughts, even as you remain aware of the body. There might be a sense of discomfort, a physical sense of restlessness, like you may want to leap out of your seat and run and do something. You may experience an itch or a scratch or just the desire to do something. You may notice a physical pain in your body. And if you notice any of these things arising, simply witness them, observe them without reacting the way you would subconsciously, generally. See if it's possible to simply observe these moments that arise within you where you feel a sense of urgency or impatience. Allowing that softened perception of patience and self compassion. Simply witnessing whatever is arising for you on the inside. Now begin to expand your awareness to your thoughts. Our mind often makes thoughts arise consistently throughout our life. Every moment there is a new thought. Even in a fraction of a moment, there is a thought. Often those who feel uncomfortable or feel overwhelm, those moments of overwhelm or anxiety, and we often get on the wrong train with our thoughts. So allowing yourself to rest in pure, compassionate awareness, if that arises for you at any point. Managing these emotions and sensations requires simple conscious awareness. Often these emotions arise and we become triggered, but in this case, we are simply observing them, allowing them to be exactly as they are, and not becoming carried away or attached to them. Allowing a sense of inner compassion toward this part of you that often becomes impatient. Remind yourself of the inner struggle and how to release that through pure acceptance of what is. Making mental notes of any triggers or reactivity that may arise through this process. Taking a moment to return to the anchor of your breath, the powerful anchor of the present moment. For a minute or two, expand your awareness to take in the entirety of your experience. With each in breath, welcoming a sense of open awareness. With each out breath, a sense of letting go of frustrations, impatience. taking it all in with a sense of inner compassion, acceptance, awareness, and clarity. Taking a deep, refreshing breath and repeating these affirmations or creating your own that resonates with you. May I find my strength and resolve in my ability to be patient with all things. May I find my strength and resolve in my ability to be patient with all things. Breathing into that intention. May I rest in trust and faith that as I do my work, everything will fall into place. May I rest in trust and faith as I do my work, everything will fall into place. May I be peaceful, clear, and open-hearted. May I be peaceful, clear, and open-hearted. Breathing into that intention. As you rest in this awareness, notice any tendency for your mind to leap forward into the future or any urge to jump off your seat. Come back to your breath, that ever present, strong anchor of the breath. And let us remember the biggest things we ask for in life rarely, if ever, happen when we ask for them. And they rarely come from where we might expect. They usually come a little bit later and when we least expect it. from an unexpected place, person, or as a result of an unexpected turn of events that we thought were impossible to foresee. So be patient. Enjoy each moment in a state of openness to the wonder and all of the possibilities that life has to offer. And simply recognizing and being aware of these moments. And when you feel that impatience arising, just taking a deep, full breath. And oftentimes, this impatience is directed at ourselves, and we're the first to suffer. So when you feel that arising, just breathing into that, letting go, being present. Bringing your palms together at heart center as we take a moment to share our wonderful, magical vibrations with someone special in your life. And let's bow to the divine light that shines from each one of us, connecting us as one. Namaste. And thank you, thank you, thank you for being you and for being here and for sharing this crazy, wonderful human experience with all of us, and for your connectivity, for your intention, your energy, and all that good stuff. I appreciate you. And we will meet again live on Sunday, same time, 12:30 on Sunday. And we still have all the other meditations up. So if you wanted to go back into the previous ones, you can check them out if you haven't seen them. I'm sure you haven't seen them all. So feel free to go in there for the other days that you feel you have time and that you're looking for some clarity and focus and connection. Thank you, Leanne, Carrie, Janet, and whoever else is out there. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you soon. Lots and lots of love. Take care.